Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm the co-owner of Berth.
Hi, I'm Kenji, also co-owner of Berth. Currently, we are the only shareholders of Berth. It has come to our attention 3 weeks ago that a podcast named OK Let's Go, featuring Nordin from Fish On, was published in April 2022, may have misled or implied that people involved may be both Matthew and myself.
We'll share with you the audio clip now from the podcast, and the hyperlink will be in the description below. The translation was done by a fellow Malay friend of ours, and subtitles will be added to the bottom of the screen. After which, we will touch on a few topics on how Berth was formed, our roles, and the facts leading up to today.
Kau masih lagi ni, Fish On?
Masih lah.
Macam mana? Okay, so far.
There's ada kecoh sikit sini sana lah, kan.
Asal politik politik ikan
Ada orang sailang, curi customer, macam-macam lah.
Oh, ni curi customer kau?
Ada.
Ke dia tuduh kau curi customer dia?
Dia set up his own.
Okay.
Lepas tu
dia dengar ke tak ni? Kalau dia dengar ke tak payahlah sebut.
Cino ni.
Okay. Okay, kalau gitu okey. Okay, dia tak tahu lah. Yang aku pernah jumpa ni.
Aku dah jumpa hari tu ada.
So dia suah buat sendiri lah kira.
Dia sudah belajar, dia sudah buka sendiri semua.
Sure lah.
Sudah tarik.
Aku dah bilang kau, aku tak trust dia. Aku dah bilang. Aku jumpa kau diam aja. Dia yang banyak buat, aku tengok macam ni something wrong ni. Apa aku? So macam mana? Okay.
Macam mana?
Dah settle ke belum?
Rezeki tak salah alamat lah.
Itu there's a spirit, man. There's a spirit. A little competition doesn't hurt, bro.
Yeah. To work hard, focus on my marketing.
Yes.
Can see from all the Instagram and TikTok videos that I actually do, it really helps lah.
Dia ikut kan? Apa kau buat dia ikut kan?
Dia nak try lah, tapi macam tak boleh lah.
Kau kasih bertubi-tubi, bro. Kasih dia tak bernafas. Kasih bertubi-tubi. Benda nak ajar. Bila benda nak ajar, ini patut membakar semangat kau. Macam okay, bro, kau nak buat macam ni kan? Okay, lu buat. Lu patah balik, gua tak akan jilat balik mana gua ludah. Oh, syallah. Mesti macam gitu, bro.
Boleh bikin bro ni benda, bro.
In September 2021, the concept of Berth was initially formed by Kevin and Timothy. Kevin needed to do kayak modifications and maintenance, which required a workspace to facilitate his operations. Timothy proposed then a space which his family owned to Kevin so that he could facilitate his operations and to possibly open a kayak berthing facility as well. During those discussions between both Kevin and Timothy themselves, both Kenji and myself were berthing at our kayaks at Nordin's place and were not involved with the concept of Berth.
In October 2021, Kelvin and Timothy were done with the concept of Berth. However, required financial backing. Both Matthew and I told Kelvin and Timothy that we could both loan them some money for 6 months to help get their operations started.
So, in November 2021, Timothy decided not to pursue Berth due to family commitments and reasons. Kevin then approached us, since we were loaning the capital anyways, why not start Berth together? Both Kenji and myself agreed with the positions as follows. Myself will be the front end of the company doing social media and marketing aspects. Kenji will be a sleeping partner and not involved in operations at all. However, moving forward, both myself and Kenji told Kevin to inform Nordin directly about his plans for a berthing facility so as to not have any animosity within all parties. Kevin insisted that he wanted to be a silent investor and shareholder and not to be known publicly. We warned him that his details would have been known by Accra regardless.
In December 2021, Berth was officially formed with all parties' roles as agreed previously. Nordin contacted Matthew and I via WhatsApp if he could come to our grand opening. we happily invited him over as it was open to the public.
Shortly after our opening, I would assume Nordin saw our archive profile and found out that Kevin was the main shareholder. What happens next is between both Kevin and Nordin themselves, in fact, has always been.
So, let's break down the podcast and address the points to avoid any misunderstandings and misconceptions.
Ada kecoh sikit sini sana lah kan.
Asal politik politik
ikan
Ada orang sailang, curi customer, macam-macam lah.
Oh, ni
Curi customer kau?
Ada.
Ke dia tuduh kau curi customer dia?
Dia set up his own.
Okay.
In the context of Matthew and I, we have not done any backstabbing or stealing of customers. Nordin may be talking about other people. However, I do not know the details. About the person setting up his own, it will most likely be referring to Kelvin.
Dia dengar ke tak ni? Kalau dia dengar ke tak payahlah sebut.
Cino ni.
Okay. Okay, kalau gitu. Okay, kalau gitu okay.
Okay, dia tak tahu lah. Oh, yang aku pernah jumpa ni.
Aku dah jumpa hari tu ada.
With this information, the podcast host has met the person in question before. Both myself and Kenji has not met them before.
So dia suah buat sendiri lah kira.
Dia sudah belajar, dia sudah buka sendiri semua.
Sure lah.
Again, this contact doesn't apply to both myself and Kenji.
Can see from all the Instagram and TikTok videos that I actually do, it really helps lah.
Dia ikut kan? Apa kau buat dia ikut kan?
In the context of Berth, the operations and processes that we operate in were designed and constructed by our own means and methods. We did not follow anyone.
Dia nak try lah, tapi macam tak boleh lah.
Again, in the context of Berth, our operations are our own.
Yeah.
Kau kasih bertubi-tubi bro. Kasih dia tak bernafas. Kasih bertubi-tubi.
No comments.
Kau boleh fly.
Jadi kau ada curhat ke ataupun kau cuma nak kongsi pasal kau punya pengalaman ikan ni macam mana?
If you wish to hear the podcast, the link will be in the description below. There was definitely tension between both parties due to the fact that Kevin didn't heed our advice to inform Nordin about his business venture. I can understand Nordin's frustration with Kevin due to the circumstances. I wouldn't blame him for that. However, the problem lies within both Nordin and Kevin. It does not and should not involve myself, Kenji, or the entity Berth. In February, we spoke to a mutual affiliate and agreed not to discuss this matter anymore in public and let it die off. From February to October, 3 attempts of mediation from us to Nordin were requested to settle any issues between us. However, Nordin refused to meet and seek mediation.
In June 2022, Kelvin left Berth. Currently, only Matt and I are shareholders of Berth. In November 2022, we found out about the OK Let's Go podcast, which aired in April 2022. This would leave 8 months of unclear interpretations of how we are as a business and, more importantly, as people. After much deliberation and discussions, we find it necessary to bring this to light and clarify with names so people may understand the situation better.
So we do hope for your understanding, and we do hope that this will put things into perspective, and that the main issue was between Kevin and Nordin from the very beginning as individuals. Should Nordin and partners wish to mediate, feel free to contact me directly and we can talk, which has been on the table since February.